We're also following accused CEO killer Luigi Mangione's court appearance in New York City this morning. It could be the last time we see him in public before his state trial begins next month. In the state case, Mangione is facing 8 criminal counts, including second-degree murder. On the federal side, Mangione faces 2 counts of stalking. The 28-year-old has pleaded not guilty to all of those charges. Jury selection in his federal case is slated to begin in January. Joining us now, NBC News correspondent Stephanie Gosk from outside the courthouse for us. Stephanie, you were in the courtroom. This pre-trial hearing just wrapped up. Tell us what went down.
Yeah, Christine, I mean, a lot of attention for a hearing that was really pretty clerical, a discussion of logistics, but it gives you an idea of just how this blockbuster trial is going to play out when it starts on September 8th. There is going to be an enormous amount of attention. And one of the things they talked about today was the access to the courtroom for the public and for the media. And the judge actually admonishing the defense team for a moment, accusing them of recklessly mischaracterizing their efforts to allow that access to be as full as possible to everyone who wants to be there. Ultimately, the judge said, we're doing everything we can to get as many people as we can in this courtroom, press included. They're actually going to set up an overflow room as well. They also talked about the jury questionnaire, and then it all wrapped up, and the judge said, I will see you on September 8th. So barring any other unforeseen circumstances, this trial is a go.
So any issues that still need to be resolved before the jury selection can begin?
Yeah, the judge told both sides, the prosecutors and the defense team, they have to get together to discuss this questionnaire for the jurors. As you know, this is a case that has gotten an enormous amount of attention since it happened. So most of the people who are going to be coming in to the court to serve as jurors will have heard of this case. They will know some details. You can expect the defense on their side to hone in on how they feel about health care. Also, the prosecutors will as well, that health insurance industry very specifically. You know, as this case plays out, you're going to see the prosecutors try to deflect as much of the conversation as possible away from the health insurance industry, while the defense is going to want that to be their focus, Christine.
This state case is set to go to trial before the federal case. How could what happens in this first trial affect the second, if anything?
Well, I mean, you have to talk about a couple of things. First of all, the charges are different. You have, as you mentioned, you have second-degree murder in this state case, along with a bunch of other charges. And then in the federal case, there was a capital charge, but that actually was dismissed, that charge. And now what you have are these stalking charges that led to death. So they are slightly different. But when you talk about seating a jury for a federal case, once you already have a verdict in a state case, that's going to obviously change the tone and tenor. There were some conversations about how there were discussions underway about a possible plea deal in the federal case. So far, there's been nothing that has come of that, but we'll be keeping a close eye on that as well, Christine.
All right, Stephanie Gosk there outside the courthouse. Thank you, Steph.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.